talk?
Yes.
You know why I called? I'm climbing the walls.
So am I.
I gotta see you. I mean it. I can't stand this much longer. That's why I snapped at you last night.
I know. I feel the same way. How can we manage it?
Listen, I gotta go to work. Can you meet me later at the trailer?
At the trailer. You can get those things printed on time then?
What?
Yeah, well, thank you. That's very reassuring. Goodbye.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you sleep well?
Beautifully, and you?
Like a log. Incidentally,
Yes?
I have a lot of work at headquarters. I'll be out all day.
And all night?
Well, the moon just went behind the hill. And, oh, I'm so lonesome.
I'm delighted. Whoops.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, I'm glad you're delighted. What are you delighted about?
You? I was afraid your abortive foray up the mountain the other day might have discouraged you.
Natalie, that foray, as you say, was not abortive.
Good.
As a matter of fact, it was very important. All conditions as they were, I think I learned something very important up there.
What?
I learned with effort, the kid can do almost anything.
I'm especially glad to hear that.
And why especially?
Because I think it's time for your next big challenge.
Next big challenge. So, what do you mean, dancing the night away?
You might just do that someday.
Yeah, I might.
No, what I'm talking about is maybe not quite as big and exciting as that, but I think it might please you. I'm going to New York today.
Well, I'm glad for you, Natalie. Good for you. What has that got to do with me?
I'm going to get you a new pair of shoes.
Did you say shoes?
I did. And don't look quite so shocked. I'm not talking about the Italian loafer variety.
Well, you don't mean like big...
I'm going to get you some orthopedic shoes that we made from the molds we took of your feet so you can walk properly again.
Do you mean that?
I do. Please?
Please, you're an angel.
I had an idea you might like that price.
Like it. Like it. What does this mean?
Progress.
You mean I'm close to really walking like a relatively normal human being?
Yes, you are.
I am? Oh! And then, oh, brother, and then.
And then what?
What do you think? And then I'm going to walk right back to, somebody.
Now, come on, you can't just start the day with a crack like that, then refuse to explain.
I don't make cracks, whatever that means.
Well, whatever you said, call it a snide remark. I don't really care. I want to know what you meant.
By what?
What you said about my staying out at night.
Robert, if you don't know, then just forget it. It wasn't important anyway.
Holly, look, you can't just say something and then tell me to forget it. Right? Now, if you've got a complaint, let's hear it.
Please, Robert, just ignore the whole thing, would you?
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing. 1 minute you're making French toast, and now you're in pain.
I'm not in pain.
You sure?
I'm sure, but just leave me alone.
All right. Do you want me to finish breakfast?
Frankly, I don't want any breakfast at all.
Good, neither do I.
Okay, fine. Well, then why don't you just take off right now if you have such a busy day ahead of you?
That's the most sensible suggestion you've made all morning.
Bobbie Spencer, please.
8th floor, Miss Spencer. May I help you?
Bobbie, it's Holly.
Oh, good morning.
Well, that's why I'm calling. It's not so good. I feel really awful.
You don't sound very good. What's the trouble?
Oh, everything. A headache, muscle aches. I think I'm running a temperature, you name it.
Gee, well, there's a lot of flu going around. Do you think you've caught it?
I've certainly caught something. I tried a couple of aspirin, but they didn't help.
Sounds to me like you ought to see a doctor.
Oh, I hate to bother a doctor if it's nothing serious, but I do feel lousy.
Holly, the time to see a doctor is before you're a wreck, not after. Then at least you know what you're up against.
Who should I see?
Well, I'd say Alan Quartermain. He's here today in the clinic, but of course he does see private patients, too.
I could come over, I suppose.
Holly, I really think you should, and Alan will help. He's a terrific doctor. All of the Quartermains are.
I have to tell you, I'm absolutely fascinated. What on earth are you going to do with a trailer?
A trailer?
Well, yeah. When I came down the stairs, I heard you say something about a trailer.
Trailer? No, I couldn't have. No. Oh, of course, Taylor.
I beg your pardon?
Yes, Monica, I didn't say trailer. I said tailor. Yes, I was talking with the tailor about Grant's suit.
Oh, are you having it printed up?
What?
Well, excuse me, but I know I did hear. You said something about having something printed. Now, did I misunderstand that, too?
Printed? No, I can't imagine. Printed. No, oh, rented. Rented.
Rented?
Yes, I was talking to the tailor, and I asked him that if Grant's ushers should need to rent dinner jackets, would he have time to fit them?
Oh, I see. So it is tailor, not trailer, and it's rented, not printed.
Yes, exactly.
My goodness, I can't imagine how I got so mixed up.
Yes.
Well, I suppose I should have my hearing checked as long as when I get my feet checked.
Yes, what did happen?
Oh, well, it was just a silly accident. I managed to slip over the sprinkler system the other day.
Oh, what a shame.
What's the shame?
Well, nothing. We were just having a little girl talk. It wasn't anything important, was it?
No, nothing.
You know, Monica, I never heard about your trip to Topeka. How was it?
Well, Topeka is Topeka. Fortunately, I was busy most of the time.
She went there to see about Bolin Pharmaceuticals. ELQ has a substantial interest in it.
So Edward said. Was the trip successful?
Yeah, to a point. But they're still interested in what the Topeka Research Institute has to say. Seems they want to get a contract to manufacture a new drug.
Well, I thought you went to Menninger.
I did. They sent me to Topeka.
Oddly enough, I knew someone who worked at the Topeka Institute. Dr. Hector Gerald.
The Nobel nominee?
Okay.
I thought he was here on campus.
Well, he is, but he's worked in several other places as well. Do you know him?
No, personally, but I certainly know of him.
Yeah. He's a delightful man. And, of course, he's brilliant.
Oh.
I took a course under him when he was teaching in London.
Yes, he is brilliant. Well, from what everybody said in Topeka, and they...
I'll do that. Next time I see Gerald, I'll ask him if he might like to have dinner with us.
Good.
I know you'd enjoy him.
That would be wonderful. Are we leaving?
We better. I tell you, I've got a clinic full of patients in, and I've got some private ones after that.
Yeah, I've got to get going, too. I'll see you later. You will be here.
Yes, definitely. I have about 1 million things to do.
Oh, really? Anything exciting?
Yes, all of it. Planning my wedding.
I hope that coffee's good and hot.
Hot and strong, sir.
You're certainly full of it this morning, ain't you?
Whatever could he mean by it?
Mind a suggestion?
Uh-oh.
Knock it off for a while. You're overdoing it.
No, sir, not while I'm motivated, Mr. Parkinson.
Meaning?
Meaning, I'm over-ready, I'm over-ripe to be whole and hearty again, sir.
Will you relax? Just watching you's making me nervous.
Sorry. What's the matter? Why are you so touchy?
Not touchy. I just don't like to see you all in a sweat like that.
Hey, man, a sweat is good. The more I sweat, the stronger I'll be when I go back to my lady.
Oh, she's your motivation.
You can think of a better one?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can. You know, there's nothing wrong with you trying to learn how to walk again. No, trying to prove something, getting up on the mountain there in the rain without a knapsack, nothing with you, and scaring people half to death. But do it for yourself. Not for some woman might not even be worth it.
Wait a minute, what kind of a crack is that?
It's no crack. It's an observation.
Well, you have no right to make observations about somebody you never met.
Sorry, forget it.
No, I won't forget it, Jed. Look, that was a slimy thing to say.
I said I was sorry.
Well, sorry is not good enough.
All right. And now you said I don't know her, right? And that's true. Now, how well do you really know her? Did you ever stop to think about that?
I'm in love with her, pal.
Well, the question still goes. Do you really know her? How long were you with her? How much actual time together did you have?
Long enough?
You sure about that?
What are you doing? What is this, man? All of a sudden, Mr. Country Comfort makes an attack on a woman he's never met. My woman. What is wrong?
Look, I didn't mean to get you hot under the collar.
Well, if you have something to say to me, Jed, you better just say it straight out.
I got nothing to say. It was just a remark.
A stupid remark.
Okay, fine. It was stupid, and I'm sorry. Now, can we just please change the subject?
To what, horseshoes?
I got some errands in town.
So?
So, why don't you come along with me? I can drop you off at the Lonesome Pine, and you can have a beer or two. You know.
Beer sounds good.
Fine, let's go.
What's the matter with you?
Look, nothing. I'm just sorry that we're arguing about Holly.
Look, pal, I'm sorry, but I am not arguing.
Good. After all, she's none of my damn business. She's yours.
Got that right.
Orderly to the 7th floor with wheelchair stacked. Dr. Perez?
Yes, I will right away. Thank you.
Dr. Perez.
Holly, your timing is absolutely perfect. I talked to Dr. Quartermain. He can see you in his office in 10 minutes. On 2.
Thanks. How are you, Jessie?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Look kind of feverish.
Yes, I have to admit, I have felt better.
Jess, can you hold on the fort for a minute?
I'll try.
Come on, Holly. Sit down here. Jessie's right. You're not exactly the picture of perfect health. Well, you're not burning up, though, are you? You've probably got one of those miserable colds.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Maybe your trip to the mountain weakened your resistance. How was it?
My trip? I don't really know how to answer that.
I would imagine it was very difficult for you to go back.
Very. But I'm glad I did it. It gave me a chance to think.
And?
Well, it's not easy, but I've finally realized that I just have to give up on Luke. I've been deluding myself long enough. He's gone, and he's never coming back. I just have to face that.
That's what makes you happy.
I guess I've just finally come to terms with Luke's death.
Good girl. Come on. I want you to see Alan Quartermain.
Okay, I will. And Bobbie, thanks.
I didn't do anything.
You've just been really understanding things. I could use a bit of that right now.
Come on.
I've got to get out of here. Help me. Somebody help me. I got to get out of here. I truly have to get out. Mr. Connie, will you? Please, help me. Please, no. Help me, please. Oh. Please. Nobody understands. Help me. Nobody understands. It's all right, Harry. Nobody.
Are you all right, miss?
Yes, thanks to you.
Well, no problem.
I'm sure that mental patient isn't thanking you, though. It's not usual procedure to knock them cold.
Usual procedure? It was more like a reflex action. I didn't want to see you hurt. Rusty?
Rusty?
Yeah, you with the red hair.
Oh, my name is Bobbie Spencer.
Really? You're the one I'm supposed to see up here.
Oh?
Yeah, Scotty Baldwin says that you can recommend a good doctor, and they told me you were up here.
A doctor for you? You don't act like you need one.
Well, it's no big deal. I've been playing racquetball and my elbow's acting up.
Oh, well, in that case, you need to see an orthopedics man. That would be Dr. Grant Putnam.
Well, anything you say, Rusty.
Come on, we'll make an appointment for you. I'm going to check on Mr. Wyatt. Dr. Putnam is at the university right now, but he will be back later. You want me to have his secretary make an appointment for you around 2 o'clock, Mr.
Brock. Yeah, if you say he's my man, then my answer is yes.
All right, I think 2 o'clock will be fine. He'll be back by then.
Are you going to be up here?
I imagine so. Why?
Well, I just want to make sure that I see you again, Rusty. I mean, providing that it's usual procedure.
2 o'clock will be just fine. Fine.
Okay.
Well, this is unexpected, Grant. And I might add, a pleasure.
Well, if I'm interrupting your work, Professor, please just say so.
No. My work is fascinating, but it can be a lonely business, too. When I can afford the time, I welcome interruptions.
Good. I'm here delivering a lecture to the med students on campus, and I arrived a bit early, so I thought I'd stop in and say hello.
I'm delighted you did. You pursued your specialty, I assume. Orthopedics?
Yes, I have.
As I recall it, way back when you were in one of my courses in London, I felt that was the proper area of medicine for you.
You made that very clear, and believe me, I'm still grateful. When the distinguished Professor Gerald advises a young man, that advice is taken very seriously.
You flatter me. Tell me, are you limited to practice, or are you doing research, too?
Well, unfortunately, being on staff at General Hospital just doesn't allow me the free time I'd like. But I am still interested in one area of research.
The effect of outside energy sources on damaged muscles.
How did you know that?
I remember your questions back in London. Even then, the subject interested you.
Yes, and it still does.
As well it might. There have been some excellent papers written, as I'm sure you know. But the area of research is still wide open.
Yes, I've been able...
Excuse me.
Professor? Oh, look, if you're busy, we can come back later. Good to see you, Grant.
And you, Robert. If you're here on business, with Professor Gerald's permission, I'll defer to you. And this was just a social visit.
Professor?
Well, I'm always at the disposal of the police commissioner.
Thank you. Look, a friend of mine here, Miss Townley, Professor Gerald, and Dr. Putnam.
How do you do, Miss Townley?
Nice to meet you both.
Professor, if it's all right, I'll stop in again.
Please do.
Excuse me.
Huh?
Now then, to what do I owe this pleasure?
Well, we have something to discuss with you, Professor. Right up front, I'd like to say we both feel that this is of the greatest importance.
Well, Professor, the government feel it is absolutely essential to protect you and your research.
If everyone would just leave me alone to do my work.
Well, that's why the government hired me, Professor.
Miss Townley here is a security expert. Now, she represents all the major companies. It'll be her job to install an effective system to secure both your office and laboratory.
Whatever you say.
Thank you, Professor. Now, look, would you be willing to answer a question for me?
I can't answer that till I hear it.
Specifically, would your work be of interest to enemy agents?
Well, frankly, the question is a little unnerving.
And the answer?
The answer is yes, I'm afraid. My work would be of interest to a great many people, enemy agents included.
Any leaks today?
I am certain there have been none. I've been on this project a very long time, Mr. Scorpio, and knowledge of my progress has not fallen into the wrong hands. Now that I'm reaching the end, well, it would be tragic if my results were discovered by the wrong people.
We agree. And by Miss Townley's presence here, the American government, among others, are equally concerned.
These days, security systems are much more high-tech, Professor. Now we can devise a system where you won't be disturbed, and yet you'll be fully protected.
If you're talking about dozens of locks, all with keys and combinations, I assure you I'd muddle it up.
Well, we're much more sophisticated than locks and keys. But I can promise you that you will have no difficulty with the security system that we'd install.
I'm glad to hear it. If you mean it, then I certainly have no objections.
Well, good. We're glad to hear it. And I'd like to add a note of caution.
Caution?
Mm-hmm. Even in what may seem the most innocent of conversations, you have got to be very careful to whom you speak. Enemy agents let nothing stand in their way, especially people.
I can assure you, I am always on my guard when my research is concerned.
And now I hope Professor, you're working in a university area, environment. A lot of strange and weird people just wandering around. Please be careful.
I'm so sorry about that stupid phone call.
Well, I figured somebody came in.
Monica.
Well, that's why I didn't call back, because I figured that's what happened.
Well, actually, I tried to call you right back, and you were already gone from your room.
Well, I talked to you, and then I left.
I was so frustrated. That's why I had to rush over here. I wanted to see you.
I feel the same way.
Well, is there somewhere we can go and be alone right now?
You don't know how badly I want to.
Well, let's do. I want to, too.
Okay. No, what am I saying? I can't. I'm working, Celia. Last thing I need is to get fired off this job.
Well, then after work.
Good. I'll take a little planning.
I know. Okay, how's this? I'll sneak out of the house and we'll meet later.
Okay, great. How about Kelly's?
No. Grant could come by there.
Okay, how about the trailer? No there after working hours.
All right, sounds good.
Don't turn around.
What?
Your fiancé just walked in.
Here?
Don't turn around. Go ahead behind there. Just hide. Go on.
That's basic Gray's Anatomy. The forearm has two major bones. Don't tell me you can't name them.
Well, I know one is the ulna.
Right, and the other is the radius. Hello, Jimmy Lee.
Hey, man, how are you?
All right. Excuse us. Now, of the two bones, the ulna is the longer and the larger. Its function is principally to...
Did she say anything?
No, but this is too close for comfort. I want you to get out of here. I don't want you to get in any trouble.
Later at the trailer?
I'll be there.
Oh, and about my not getting into trouble? It's too late.
Why?
Because all I can think about is you.
So as soon as you get the prescription, 2, and then 1 every 4 hours, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Alan. You've been really kind. I appreciate it.
Nonsense. And I want you to drink plenty of fluids, okay? Have you seen your friend Celia lately? She's so excited about the wedding.
Yes, how nice of you and your family to have the reception in your home.
Well, we're very, very nice people. Didn't you know that? I want you to go home and get some rest. As a matter of fact, why don't you go home and go to bed?
I'm going to go home. I'm going to relax. You're looking at a woman without a problem in the world.
Well, I'll go do my errands and meet you back here later.
Take your time.
Welcome back.
Hi. You remember me?
Of course. And so you don't have to ask. I'm Shirley.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
So you're Shirley?
Let's start over.
Yeah, okay, right. So, where's your friend?
He had some errands to run.
No, I'm not talking about that friend. I'm talking about that lady you were in here with the other night. Was she your mother?
My mom. Look, I don't look that young. Come on.
No, you don't. But maybe when you smile.
Catch me when I grin. No, that lady that you ask about is my friend.
A friend? I'll bet. What kind of friend?
You're full of questions, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes the customers feel wanted. Why, does it bother you?
No, I like to feel wanted. Okay, what else do you want to know?
Well, there is one little thing.
Okay, what is it?
Sure you want me to ask?
Sure, why not?
Okay, what gets you to drink?
A beer to start.
And then?
Have a little conversation.
With me? Oh, goody. Listen, I'm going to go and get somebody to cover my station. I'll be right back.
Great.
You stay here. Don't go away.
I'll be here, babe.